council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I've invented the 5 make it 10-minute meeting. Ashland City Council meeting of March 21st. This one says, hey, Cesar Chavez proclamation, March 31st, Cesar Chavez Day. And Arbor Day is April 28th, so everyone please plant a tree. And Food Waste Prevention Week is April 10th to the 16th. And then special presentation started with the optimization plan. City Parks Director Scott Fleury. There we go. No, as a Public Works Director, Scott Fleury says, this is an assessment of all city buildings on an A to F scale. The Community Hall and City Hall, by the way, they all got an F. Those two, Community Center and City Hall have an F. And this goes from changing filters and putting all AC units in buildings, and included in the report is a budget for all these things. And then this guy goes, hey, we got to be ready to change every gas thing to an electric thing, so don't fix anything gas. That's for sure. And then, do we have money for this right now? And I think I buried the lead here. What this is a request for a consultant to look at the city's assessment and then give their own assessment. And then this guy goes, we have $250,000 ready in our budget to begin this study. And he emphasized begin as though maybe it wasn't going to be enough to finish it. But there's no vote, so I think they're just doing that. And then the Union Pacific Railroad amendment request. Interim Planning Director Brandon Goldman. He says, he goes, hey, the railroad guy is here with me, and he's going to make a presentation that these 16 acres of contaminated railroad land across from the hardware store, maybe it doesn't need to be super clean, just regular clean. And so railroad guy says, hey, if everyone's cool with this, we do the regular cleaning, and fall of 2024, you can start selling land there to build on. And then this one goes, she goes, I thought we gotta, we make sure that the public is have the ability to chime in. And this guy goes, oh yeah, totally, yeah, that's for sure. And then this guy, new guy here, he's like, hey, I moved to do this. It's sat for too long, and we need to move forward on public discussion of the remediation plan. All approved. And then public forum. High schoolers are there. High school girl number 1, I want all new building to be electric. 100% electric. And girl 2 said, my New Zealand father has a word that means placenta and land. And this is an equity issue. Girl number 3, 100% electric buildings. Number 4, all new buildings 100% electric. Number 5, the raw beauty of nature is fragile. And 100% electric buildings from now on. Beard and hat guy, I support these kids. Another 100% electric. All electric. Another all electric. One more for all electric. Another woman in a scarf said something about being a beacon, and some high school guys said something about 100% electric. White-haired lady said, 100 support these youth. And then the white-haired guy says, I support my wife. And then the lady whose house got flooded with sewage months ago. No one from the city has ever contacted me. It's been months. What the F? And look, you know, a nice house on First Street. She's not doing terribly, but sounds like the city, again, is so afraid of being sued that they just don't treat people like regular people. Come on. And then the 5G lady in a hat said, nothing's happening with 5G. And then the old school 5G lady said, electrosensitivity is real, and the 5G building language has fallen out of the conversation. What's up? And then that's enough public forum, right? And then city manager report. City manager Joel Sard. He looks like this guy right here. This is Joel Sard. He says, he goes, the Rogue Valley bike swap is April 29th at the Grove, and the emergency shelter has had 30 nights of use so far, averaging 25 people a night, and the $100,000 that the city allocated for that is still covering all those costs. And look ahead, April 3rd, there's a fire department plan, and April 17th, there's a housing strategy update, and April 27th, the citizens budget meeting begins. And then the consent agenda, who knows, they approved one thing, maybe it was something good, and number 2, they said something about approving the contract with the Community Center and Pioneer Hall contractor. And this one says, she's like, hey, tell us more about the reason we're paying $45,000 for this contractor when our council already approved the ad hoc committee suggestion, suggesting other approaches. And this one goes, she goes, what she meant to say, she Grahamsplained this to the parks, to the planning guy, and said, no, it's to a public works guy. And she says, so she doesn't understand, right? Because we have to do this. And then public works guy Scott Fleury. Scott Fleury goes, the ad hoc made some suggestions. By the way, the ad hoc was made up of like builders and historical renovator and some legitimate engineers. So we had our guy, ZCS, build on that and come up with those ideas on steroids. Imagine if you had a handyman give you a quote to put a new door in your house, and then you went to the federal government and had them give you a quote for the repairs on your home. This is what we're doing. So this one says, where did this guy go? There he is. He goes, if we approve the consultants to create this plan, how long is that? And Scott Fleury goes, it's going to be 2 to 3 months for the consulting work, and then 6 months from then, we can start construction. And this one is like going, I'm terrified of snow load. That's a thing, right? The roofs could collapse with the massive snow that's never happened in Ashland. That's the biggest part. You're on fire. And then new guy here goes, maybe we should invite those that ad hoc committee back to chime in. They're so cute at this age, aren't they? Adorable. This one says, they've been insulted out of the process. So where have you been? We burned that bridge to the ground and then sank it and then burned another bridge on top of that. All the bridges there burned to the ground. And then this one goes, I move we approve this plan then. And this one says, I think the ad hoc committee had this right and this plan is completely different, so I'm against it. And then this guy goes, where did he go? He goes, this ad hoc committee was obviously a bunch of drunken college kids jotting ideas on the back of a napkin. You, Public Works Director, Scott Fleury, you're important. So your suggestion is more important than like citizen input per se. So I agree with whatever you recommend. City recommendation, Trump's citizen input, again, get used to that. And that passed 5-1. And then Fire Chief Ralph Sartain. Looks like that. That's what Fire Chief looks like. He goes, hey, I'm so great. Federal government came to town and said we were great. And Ashland got $249,000 for a rewrite of our fire plan. And then unfinished business, the budget committee appointments were made. They voted for this guy named Shane and a girl named Lita. That was all approved. And then city priorities. Here he is. City Manager Joe Lessard says, we had a town hall and the city survey was mailed out and an economic roundtable on March 6th. There's a child care partnership element with the budget discussions coming up. We need to prioritize all these great program ideas as budget priorities. And so all the councilors were given a 64-page report covering all those results. I'll put it in the link. You'll never find it on the website. And every councilor agreed that the economy, housing, wildfire, climate, social equity were important. And then, of course, this one says, but nothing's more important than parks and trails first. And then this one goes, Sue says, where did she go? She's the mayor, for crying out loud. I can't find her. There she is. She goes, I put climate first. And then this one says, okay, here's the priorities. Here you go. Wildfire, climate, SEEP are all one. And then affordable housing, utility rates, and child care, that's 2. And number 3 is economic development and improving city permit process. That's 3. And then this guy, she got away. Where'd he go? He got away. And this one goes, I didn't hear the word trails. I didn't hear the word trails anywhere. And then this one says, she goes, and no one said anything about equity. Equity. So this one goes, okay. I'll redo the whole thing. And she redid it, and apparently everything is now a priority. And maybe that's how priorities work now. So then the contract for a diversity study of 20 people who wanted to do a diversity study, we picked Paradigm. For $35,000, they're going to do a EID, equity and inclusion diversity study, and that's great. And then this one says, hey, I moved to have staff look at modifying the process for local liquor licenses. Coincidentally, this addresses the exact problem the owner of the Trapdoor Lounge had. They had a big St. Patrick's Day 5K set up with big beer tents and all that stuff, and then the city just boned them hard on permits, and so the whole thing went away. I think they lost money, so this apparently is going to fix that. That was all approved. And then this guy goes, hey, can we tell the new climate committee meeting tomorrow about what the students' comments from tonight? And then City Attorney Doug McGeary goes, yeah, you're the liaison to that group. Just tell them. It's fine. And that's it. End the meeting. You're welcome.